This is perfect. How is he so big brain, but he fluffs the shot? He's too big for his own mind, and it's going to be D13 closing the round out. 2 players surviving. They'll carry a couple weapons through to the next round, but Reality could have won that one out. Tags down the last player low. It also connected the AWP shot, but it's only through the corner of the box and doesn't take the kill. Oh, that was mighty close.
So unfortunate here for ZIGMA as well. Not only do they lose the round, it's also mostly an eco round here for D13. So D13 scored. He started off strong in that round, and he is the star player here for D13, if you ask me. And I think some of the people in chat were mentioning that earlier as well. Definitely one of the guys that you should be keeping an eye on for this one. And obviously, we've seen ZIGMA before, Dan. In that game, PP Overdose was doing pretty well, but honestly, a lot of the players were playing pretty good Counter-Strike in that previous game that we saw.
ZIGMA, they're going to attempt this B site and a straight push forward. It's finally a kill for the T side as Overdose gets one, but Hastika still fragging out will keep things in the advantage for D13. Just a 1-man advantage with Overdose and Reality, the last 2 alive. The bomb to get planted. That Molotov might think things a little bit more difficult as Overdose picks up one more. Reality is cornered in towards the edge of the site, but he will be able to get the bomb down. He actually cancels it to go for the frag and not going to work out a score. 2 kills for him. You said he was a big player and he certainly steps up there, but it was Hastika. 3 kills on the site to lay ZIGMA just so far and also cut down their numbers.
Second on the board now for D13, and this is where we're gonna see them shine. So one thing that's clear on D13 is that they're a heavy-hitting team. We've seen that in the past. They've had pretty well. Honestly, they've had mixed results, but on most maps, they actually have a fairly great win ratio. To give you guys an idea of what I mean, is on Dust 2 they have 50%, on Nuke they have 67%, 43%. On Terrain, so well, Overpass they don't have anything, neither does ZIGMA. But the 2 next maps coming up in this best of 3 series, if we get to see all 3 maps, Terrain and Nuke, favors D13 statistically speaking. They have a higher win percentage on it. They've played them more times, in recorded matches at least. So that should indicate that D13 are favorites for this one. That being said, ZIGMA, as I pointed out in the previous matchup you and I saw with ZIGMA, Dan, they actually played really good Counter-Strike and played well together as a cohesive unit. Score. He's just lining them up. Oh, I thought that hit for our momentum here. Trying to line them up as well, finds the double. Can he get a third? Final bullet connects. That will do it. Reality goes down. D13 tying it up. Only losing 1 player in that round as well. That is going to help them with their economy as they move forward.
That double from Score wasn't necessarily like the most flashiest, and especially against just the pistols, it don't really mean much, but it's like, you can just see with his aim there, it was just so clean with the spray down, and it's he's going to be fragging like mad, I can feel it. To me? Only on a USP? Hello? Okay. Why does Tamir only have a USP?
It's a good question. I think... I don't know.
Thank you.
I was trying to say some big brain stuff, but seeing his position here doesn't make any sense.
Unless there's a gun towards A he's about to pick up again. I don't know.
Yeah, he must have dropped one somewhere, right? Or maybe someone, like... So he picked up the AWP in that previous round, dropped by his teammate, Annihilation. And then he dropped that one over to Annihilation. I think maybe he was waiting for a drop and no one actually dropped him. Maybe that's what happened. But even then, he's got so much money that he should have just bought it for himself. I think... Perhaps miscommunication is the reason why. Unless there's a weapon drop somewhere, but...
I would have thought he would have picked it up by now, with 30
Yeah,
seconds on the clock. So, is this going to cost D13? Is he just going to be a boost for all of his teammates to hop on top of?
Looks like it.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to play him. So, we'll see if they can make do. Especially if his teammate dies, he can just pick up the weapon that falls. Annihilation. The Molotov doesn't go exactly where he wanted to. He'll still stop them pushing forwards and score. Just sprays through the top of the smoke. Takes down Niffy, does quite a bit of damage, but it's a 5-on-3 for the D13 side. Just Cause goes aggressive. A quick double for him. Starts to fight back. Tamir now needs to go and try and shekel the weapon out of the corpses, and will actually pick up the AK. Tries to go for a frag, gets one, and gonna look for more. Beautiful work from Tamir, and it might just come up all guns and roses for the D13 side here. But Rolex, the bomb planted for him. He's still got a chance here. Oh no, that's a huge shot. Can he find it in the smoke? It's Suffuse coming through. It's 10 seconds of full Suffuse, but he can't find it on Rolex. A huge 1 versus 3 comes through. That second shot was absolutely majestic.
That was fantastic. Exactly what you need to do in a situation like that. Bit of a tactical timeout coming through here. Rough situation as well, because he was in such a rough spot. Obviously, it was planned for him, but the timer was running low. It was actually initially a 5-on-3 situation, if I remember correctly. So
yes,
D13 were heavily favored in that round. Then he lines them up with that bomb planted in his favor. And I think I'm not going to fault... Am I? I was about to say I'm not going to fault Tamir for that. I don't necessarily think that him having a weapon would have changed too much in the round.
He gets 2 kills,
that was
picks up
definitely
the AK.
Yeah. There was definitely potential for, if he had a weapon, he could have potentially done something earlier. Like, the positioning would have potentially been a little bit different from the D13 side of it. But the silver lining with forgetting to buy or whatever happened is that they have plenty of money for this round.
Yeah.
So it's always light at the end of the tunnel.
Let's just hope that light isn't a train. As ZIGMA, one more round to try and break this D13 economy. It would force them into an eco, and they've got weapons themselves. Niffy, though, just with Mac 10. Just a deal for reality, and they're not going to spot Shinobi. Oh, that's beautiful! How's he done that? The aim is so quick for these players in the server today. And that was just... Oh! Jesus. Like, there's going to be some treats for us today, Jeet, as it is just 2 players alive for ZIGMA, 2-on-4s. They're going to try and work their way out through long. I think they may have just heard that drop as Annihilation now starts to look backwards towards the A site as they were posted up double towards the toilets, and you can see them now wrapping in towards this location. Annihilation from the front. There will be Score coming from behind, but Score isn't needed when they line up for Annihilation. 2 for the price of 1. That is a real bug-off offer for him.
There's absolutely no reason for Shinobi to get more than 1 kill. He shouldn't even have had the first kill in that scenario.
He was fully blinded.
He was fully blinded, yeah. And then he just, like, the spray transfer to that second guy was nuts. The spray transfer to the third guy was out of this world. That was incredible. As in, not credible. I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff there. And again, D13 fighting back. I promise you guys, roughly 4 hours ago at this time, I promise you guys some interesting matches. First game, they certainly delivered. Score is massively delivering in this one, alongside with the rest of the players as well. Score is like the big factor right now for D13, and that was something that we mentioned earlier as well. He is the key player here for D13. Definitely one of those guys that we need to keep an eye on.
Certainly is. In reality, he's been able to scoot himself out not an AK, an M4. And he's going to be heading towards that B site, which is currently unoccupied by the D13 side. But the longer he takes to work his way over there, the less chance he has of getting a bomb plant without anybody spot him. You can see now already D13 are starting to shift their attention towards his B site once more, and that's going to limit Reality's options as he peeks around the corner. There will be a couple of players already, and Hastika will be the one to take him down. Clean 5th there for D13. Just score going down, but he found 3 kills before that happened, so good work.
What do you do in this scenario if you're Sigma? It's their map choice. They took it as sort of, not necessarily a gamble pick, but probably a pick that D13 didn't expect from them. Ooh. Might have Rolex.
Looks like we have a restart.
Yeah, we will have a restart to the round. It looked like Rolex was timed out for a hot moment, but I think it was actually just him typing for them to get the restart going. But yeah, my question was, and it still stands, what do you do here if you're Sigma? Because this is a map choice that at least us in our I guess Western Western stat collecting site, we don't have a whole lot of stats to go from, on at least on overpass between these two teams. Do you suspect that both of these teams have been working on this map quite heavily in the downtime, or do you think that this was a bit of a gamble pick for Sigma and maybe they've been working on it but they weren't quite sure about D13 and thought that they would have a pretty good chance on it? I don't know about overpass.
No.
There's so much up in the air about this one. What do you think, Dan?
I'll tell you what I think. I think I'll be able to answer that question once this first map comes to a close.
Come on.
No, I feel like ZIGMA, there's a reason they must have picked it. I think that they must have done work on it themselves. Like, there's no reason you'd pick a map which you just can't play. So, I think they're obviously picked into what they've obviously been working on, but also what they feel like D13 is maybe not been working on. But it's a gamble for ZIGMA, I feel like. It is definitely a gamble, which may or may not pay off. So currently, it's not too bad. 5-4 for D13 on the CT side. As you know, just setting a tech pause for the moment.
D13 already doing a little bit better than I expected them to. I think I actually mentioned it in one of the very first rounds that Sigma going for this pick should indicate that they that they've been working on it quite a bit, and with no stats, at least on our end for D13 on this one, would suggest that they don't play it simply.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, it should, statistically speaking, be Sigma destroying D13. But obviously, when you have Score on the server and he's just hitting gnarly spray downs pretty much every single round, what are you going to do at that time? Like, it's so tough for them to work around that, because Score's been all over the map as well. It's not like he's stationary on the B bomb side or stationary on the A bomb side. He takes duels where he pushes out towards bathrooms and plays that long angle, and then he falls back and plays a different angle close bathrooms, and next round he's on the bomb side and he helped down towards the B bomb side in one round as well. So honestly, like, when you have a guy like that, or you're up against a guy like that, you just gotta keep an eye on him. Figure out what his sort of, like, how he plays. What's his pattern on this map? How is he moving about on the map? And then try and abuse that to your advantage. You can do that by pop flashing. If you figure out that he's playing sort of similar angles pretty much every single round, pop flash that angle, peek out 2 players at the same time, trade him 1-for-1 at the very least. If you manage to do so, fine, you get him out of the server. Then you have to worry about the next step in the round, right? So it's... Ooh. Dicey. Please don't. Please don't.
Apparently, according to the admins, according to the lovely admin, it is a high ping pause. Okay.
So what we'll see here is probably the players just quickly resetting the modem to try and see if they can figure out or fix rather the ping issue. And at that point, it shouldn't, like, as long as they get back on the server and the ping issue is fine, or they don't have a ping issue rather, then we should be good to go. So I was groaning a bit because those of you who weren't watching earlier, we did have quite a few tech issues in the previous match due to internet issues, PC crashes. We had a little bit of everything. That's why this is delayed by...
It's like a lucky dip.
It was supposed to... What's that, sorry?
It was like a lucky dip.
Yeah. It's like a 7-layer dip of tech issues. But yeah, that's the main reason why this one is delayed, or it should have started 2.5 hours ago. It's not delayed by 2.5 hours because we are already, you know, hot in the action.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a long day already, and this is the first map in this best of 3 that should have started 2.5 hours ago. So sit tight, strap in. Still got plenty of Counter-Strike to come your way. First, we need to resolve this this slight tech issue, and then we should be good to go.
I think we should be going live in just a moment. I think they'll need to do a round restore, though, before we do so. We've actually had a ZIGMA play leave as well, so... hopefully that's a quick one as well. Oh dear. Yeah. I just pray that we're not going to have like a 30-minute pause or something.
Yeah, at the end of the day, there's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing the players can do about it. There's nothing the admins can do about it. This stuff happens.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, all we can really do is just look forward like, and think about what we have to look forward to in this matchup. And I think, as we pointed out, we said it like actually right at the start of the day. We started at roughly 12 my time, CEST, which is, what, I can't even do math, 5.5 hours ago?
Yes.
And all the way back then, we mentioned that we were hoping for 2 great games. First, best of 3 of the day was a great game. It was close on all 3 maps, actually. Well, last map, maybe not the closest, but they managed to pull it back and make it close and interesting. So all 3 maps ended up being close in that game. This one, I also mentioned all the way back then, 5.5 hours ago, that I expected this one to be fairly close. And I expected us to have good potential of 3 mappers on both, in both of these best of 3s. But again, just like the previous best of 3, I think this one comes down to, like, if D13 managed to pick up a victory here on Overpass, I do believe that they'll be able to shut it down 2-0. The problem then is ZIGMA, they need this map. If they lose this one, it's not looking good for them.
I think I myself may have a bit of a tech issue.
Yeah, so did I. I was stuck inside one of the players.
I've got that as well.
Yeah, it happens every once in a while.
Yeah. I believe I'll need to reconnect then, do I guess.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yes, I'll throw up the screen for a second. We are going back into another pause by the looks of things for high ping. So I'm just going to throw up the screen quickly while I reconnect. But we can still keep talking.
Seems like ZIGMA having ping issues now. That's unfortunate. But yeah, back to my point. So again, map chosen by ZIGMA, Overpass, would suggest that they've been working on it quite a bit in the in recent times. And again, as pointed out, it's a map that they need to win. If they lose this one to D13, it's going to be a tough one on Train. Train is not the best map for D13. It's not a bad map for them either. They have 43% win rate on it, which is not amazing, as I pointed out. Not horrible either. So it's right smack dab in the middle, pretty much. They have 7 times played on Train, whereas ZIGMA, they have 25% win rate, and that's out of 4 times played. That means that they've only won 1 of those 4. So, no matter what happens here on Overpass, Train is going to be rough for Sigma. And that means that if they lose here on overpass, it could very well turn into a quick 2-0. Seems like we still have some tech issues, some ping issues. I got the chat open for us, so over on my side of things, that's not the production side of it. So I can keep an eye on what the players are communicating back and forth. Reality is spiking at 145, which is obviously not
one of the least
not
fun
ideal.
types of spikes.
Yep.
Followed shortly by spiky ones, by pointy ones. And then probably drink spikes after that.
Are there any good spikes? I'm thinking.
Viewership spikes.
Ooh, that's a relevant one. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Something smart for once, Dan. Pat on the back. Oh, that was very condescending. I'm sorry. That was very mean.
Who's a good boy?
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Didn't mean it.
Yeah. Oh dear. I mean, it feels like I'm just as we get word from the admin, it feels like every time the first issue resolves, someone else has an issue. But we are getting ourselves going, and we are getting ourselves live, so we should be able to.
I'm not entirely sure if we are.
I think we'll have one round.
We might.
I think we'll have a round here. 3,
Yeah, I think you're right.
2, 1. Woo! Happy New Year!
Alive. Happy new round. 10th round commencing. So why I was a little bit confused there is we got information from our observer that he was experiencing some issues on the server. So I think we're gonna have a very, very short break after this one, just to have him reconnect on the server, and that should be good enough. Annihilation connects the first shot onto Reality, and will that be good enough to secure them yet another round? They know the decent amount of damage already. Score finds yet another.
I'm worried about my ZIGMA prediction. The score looks insane.
You should be.
And especially with Shinobi as well. 2 kills for him in the round. It leaves just Rolex, a 1 versus 4, and this should be the 6 for D13. And I mean, if he can find any kills here, it would be good. Even maybe just 1 or 2, just to try and limit the economy for the D13 side. But it's not going to be easy. Can maybe find Shinobi here. Can indeed find Shinobi, but left with just 1 point of health and score right above him. He's going to get stomped on. It will be 6-4 for the D13 side, and are you ready for it, Geets?
Here it comes. It's a quick one this time around, but yeah, it's just said
Dual presses!
Oh, stop. I just said 6th on the board here for D13. Off to a it was actually Sigma having a good start on this one, but now it's all D13. So it was 3-0 for Sigma. Then they managed to tie it up to 3-3.
Green just
Yeah,
went
now-
black.
Yeah, you're still on the map. You're just below the map.
Yeah,
So
it's just because the observer's
It'll be fine.
reconnecting. So
we have 2 sets of 3 rounds in a row here for D13. (6-4) on the board. Server's back. We missed you. Thank you for rejoining.
observer is J-Raz today for us.
Yep.
He's been doing a splendid job. So,
Even in the breaks, he's been trying to give us like overviews of stuff, and I appreciate his work.
yeah.
Bit
Makes
of a
our
rough
life a
one
lot
here for
easier.
Sigma, though. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Rough one here for Sigma. Tech 9s galore. They got 4 of those. Oof, that's a good nade. Single Desert Eagle in hand, but statistically speaking, should be another round on the board here for D13. We've been wrong in that previously. That's a nice boost.
Yeah, and again, it's Score again to find a frag, and I mean, ZIGMA, they're really struggling here so far. I mean, they got themselves some nice opening rounds. They did pick up that first gun round as well. Well, not the first gun round, but a gun round. With these pistols, they are just being sort of blasted to and fro. There's just a few of them left in a 3-on-5. This is surely going to be D13 to 7. I don't think ZIGMA have any way of pulling themselves out of this hole. And there's the first. 2 more to find, and a player from ZIGMA has disconnected. I feel like we'll be getting a short timeout again. Unless he rejoins back in time, but Niffy and Rolex are going to try and get their way towards the A site. Can they find any damage in this round? Score is going to be the first point of contact for them, and he'll get himself a second kill in the round. Niffy trying to push closer, but how does Score do that with 13 HP? He just holds left mouse 1, and Niffy just runs into the bullets. As it is going to be 7 to 4 for the D13 side now, and I'm pretty sure a pause is going to be coming through here. There it is. I think this one's a short one as well, so
hopefully
don't fret.
As pointed out, D13 should secure that round, and they managed to do so. It's going to be their 7th 3-round lead now for D13, and already a bit of a struggle here for ZIGMA. So I think that I've mentioned, I think last time I mentioned this was probably a year ago. But roughly a year ago, and then dating back to as far as I can remember, I've always thought that this map was fairly heavy CT-sided, perhaps even close to as heavy as new, and I've always advocated for that. The thing is, like, all of the matches I was casting and watching indicated that this was heavily CT-sided. But what actually happens in Tier 1 Counter-Strike and pretty much everywhere else, in pretty much all of the matches that I was not casting, it seems like this is slightly T-sided nowadays. So I've been bamboozled by, what's that called? Like,
Hoodwinked. Bamboozled.
No. There's this, oh, I forget what it's called, but it's when you look at like, I'll figure it out.
Sight.
It's when you look at something, when you look at what's in front of you, and you base your statistics
Judgment.
out of. No. I'll figure it out. Just continue.
Analyst.
Stop it. You're never gonna guess it.
Well, that's a challenge now, so this round's not going to get
No.
commentated.
I'll take over this round. Just don't worry about it. It's not important, okay? It's not important. Score, good positioning here. He's been in this position before. This time around, he doesn't find anything initially, though.
Oof. And double oof. And triple oof. Just oofs all round. Oof did he oof. As it's all going wrong for the ZIGMA side. Eventually there was Score, but Tamir is there as well, and it is just cause as annihilation. Well, we'll finish off the round, and I believe we've got another timeout. Here we go. Ping issues once again by the looks of it, according to the admin, who is ever helpful in keeping us informed.
You gotta remember, it's not just me and Dan who are working this this production here. We got, as pointed out, an observer on the server, giving us everything that you see. He's doing all these nice fly-throughs, and doing a pretty good work, I'll say. Like, we haven't really missed like a bunch of kills with him, so good on him for that.
Yeah.
And
No
we got
T-Tors in chat.
True. Furthermore, we got the admins behind the scenes, and they are incredibly important in situations like this. Because today we've had a lot of tech issues, unfortunately. And they've been all over it the entire way through, helping us out, keeping us updated. So big up to the admins. And of course, we got all the, I don't know, there's a special word for those type of people, but multiple other people's behind the scene. So big ups to everyone who's working this event. It's been fantastic, all the social media guys as well. Been fantastic set of qualifiers that we've been working here, Dan. Great Counter-Strike as well. So big ups to the teams. I don't know what's happening to me. I just got
Big ups.
like a breeze of positivity, I think.
Have you figured out what that word you wanted to say is yet? With
Nah.
this new renowned breeze of positivity.
I'll figure it out eventually. Don't you like? You know that feeling when you have a word on the tip of your tongue, but you can't, like, you just can't get to it,
Yeah.
and then an hour later, it'll just come to you randomly, even when you're not speaking about anything that's related to it. It's something to do with bias. It's like
Spectator bias.
no. You'll never get it. It's like a political term. Not saying you're not political. just,
Observation
like,
bias.
No. I'm telling you, you won't get it.
Right.
It's not a challenge. It's not a challenge. You just won't.
I love how you think so little of my vocabulary.
No, it's not that. It's just a very, very uncommonly used term.
You know what else isn't commonly used? Dual Berettas.
And for good reason, they suck.
They really do. No, they don't. They're actually pretty good. But Deagles for the ZIGMA side and a single Galil. There goes one of the Deagles, is Rolex. We'll just spend the rest of this round looking at his watch. Watching it count down.
I got it.
You got it.
Confirmation bias.
I was pretty much there.
No, you weren't. You were never gonna get there.
I was
Let's
pretty
be
much there. I
real
said
about it,
bias.
Yeah, because
I said a
told
word
you
and
it
then
had something
bias.
To do with bias.
I said a word and then bias. That works.
Regardless, Sigma, they're going to be pushing in towards the bomb side here. Annihilation, annihilating the opposition. Which just cause finally shuts him down with a well-placed shot on the Desert Eagle. Score again. Right behind his opponents, as per usual. Not going to be an easy task for these remaining couple of players.
Unless Just Cause can go absolutely ham, as well as Niffy is if that HWP picked up. Just Cause almost gets a second there. He almost has the spray locked on, but now it's just Niffy 1v3. Actually, no scope score, but it'll be little for his confirmation bias of the round, because unfortunately he can't confirmation bias this one, as it is going to be D13 picking up a 9th, and they will confirmation bias the round.
See, that tells me that you have no clue what the word means. So basically,
Annihilation will
what that word
confirmation bias his open to his hands. Go on, go on.
Gotta stop. Basically, what I was trying to say with that word is, whenever you have, whenever I used to commentate this map quite a bit, all of the, like, I had a bias telling me that this map was CT-sided, and all of the games I covered told me that I was correct in that assessment. Like, all of the maps went heavily in the favor of the CT side. That's confirmation bias. I get confirmed in the bias that I already have.
You don't look for evidence that contradicts your opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
For example, you've been using confirmation bias against a dual.
You gotta stop.
How about, like...
Mate, it's been a long day already, okay? Don't make it worse.
And this is how I get through the day. I always tell you how I've, like... Or how I always say sometimes, like, oh, I'll just check that on my second monitor. I actually have a third monitor, but it's just a picture of dual Berettas. Just constantly. Never in use for anything else.
You know what? That wouldn't surprise me. At all.
Called... the Holy Shrine. Look at Score, though. He's on the flank, and he's got a holy flank here. May get blessed over by the gods as... Well, there's an easy one for him. That's just going to secure the round. Didn't need to go for anything more than that. Wasn't a need to. He's sitting a 5-on-2, 5-on-1, and Niffy, I mean, he's been able to get towards the top and connect with the bomb, but Annihilation is waiting for him and will remove him from the server. 10-4. This is looking very strong for D13. Goodbye, ZIGMA. My prediction is not going too well.
It's not looking good for your prediction, but it's looking fantastic for D13. Especially Score, we've mentioned it a couple of times. 14 rounds played, 20 kills. That's pretty That's insanity. I'll go as far as to say that.
What do you reckon he
Double
finds
smoke
25 here?
used. Probably. Double smoke used to extinguish that molly. Miscommunication here for ZIGMA for sure.
They're rattled. They're worried, they're scared, they're every sort of term you'd use to describe someone who is rattled. As they try and push towards this A site, they're just hemmed in towards the toilets right now, and Score's going to be on their flank any minute, and once again he just deceives and denies them everything, and he's just so good with his pre-fires. He won't be able to collect the kill that time, but he just knew exactly where these players are going to be coming from. It's a 4-on-2 for his team, and it's just Gores and Niffy to try and bring them back into this round, into this half, just to give them a little sliver to play with. But right now, a lot of opposition. 3 players towards this A site. Right now it's only Shinobi towards B. He's playing pretty safe, just making sure he's not going to go down quickly and give them a slightly easier time of things. But as they push forward towards A, Hastika spots out the barrel, but it's baited out by the barrel. In fact, just Gores and Niffy, they find a kill apiece, but they don't expect Tamir, the 3rd player, in towards Optimus. It will be an 11-4 half for D13. Very, very good time of things.
Yeah, 11-4. Now, the silver lining here for ZIGMA, just to keep the positivity flowing, the silver lining for them is that it's a new half, and coming a new half comes a new, like, a reset,
New
basically.
dawn, it's a new day.
No, not that either. It's a reset, basically. Gives them new opportunities to sort of reset the mentality. But the only way that happens is if they manage to pick up the pistol. If they lose the pistol here, this could be over very, very soon.
Yeah, and I mean, you promised before. You know, you promised us 2 free map series. And if D13 take this one, it's not going to be looking like a very convincing free map series. It's going to be looking like a very convincing 2-0 for D13, because this is Sigma's map pick. But it's going to be very sad. Very sad indeed. You just have a match pause. Well, I say match pause. It's the break.
Tactical halftime timeout.
Yeah, definitely. You can use the time to talk. No rules against that.
Yeah, as pointed out early, bit of an interesting pick coming through here for ZIGMA. And I would say at this point it indicates that both of these teams have been working on this map. And maybe, like, I would say if both of these teams were, if they were 50-50, right? I would suggest, like, if they were 50-50 on a map, I would suggest that D13 should win it. That's why I went for the D13 pick for my prediction. In my opinion, they are the slightly better team. And with that, I do believe they should be able to close this one down in a somewhat convincing fashion. And if they win here on Overpass, again, I said it before, they'll probably take that 2-0.
We do get ourselves into the second half, and we'll see what this will entail with now D13 on that T side. They had a very strong CT, as you can see, and Annihilation is going to continue that as very fast aim there to try and flick over to the second play. Won't connect, and Rolex will take him down. It gives them a 4-on-4 as they're going to try and get in towards this B site. They will get actually pretty easily that B site for the D13 side, and the bomb planted. A 4-on-4 retake required. Lots of players all coming in from the same angle for ZIGMA. It could be a bit of a shooting gallery for the D13 side. A 1-for-1 score, looking for more, but maybe not with the Glock. It's not going to work out for him as he only picks off one, and they're just being pushed. Shinobi's the last player alive, a 1 versus 2. He's already got a kill to his name, looking for more, but Reality will take him down, and ZIGMA, they'll secure the second pistol round in this game. That's both of them for him as well.
Important stuff as well. It actually looked like that was going to go entirely in the favor of D13 there. Loving the start from Annihilation. While the rest of his team are slowly shift-walking closer towards the B bomb site, does have a teammate in Connector as well. He finds the opening frag, and then he plays time for a little bit and opens up another duel against a secondary player. Eventually he gets shut down, but it was a 4-man stack towards the A bomb site. D13 looked like they had pretty good control of it. Yes. Excuse me, ZIGMA answering back best they can. I said they needed this pistol, and they managed to get it. So,
Hooray.
Thumbs up for that. But there's still, like, the main reason why I'm not super excited about it, there's still a lot of work to be done here.
Yeah, I mean, 6 rounds behind still. It's still, like, a very, very long way to go. I mean, they've got some decent weapons here, a couple M4s, a FAMAS, a couple SMGs, but D13, they've invested into this one themselves. They've gone for a couple of Deagles, an AK, and a couple of Galils, so certainly opportunity for D13 to try and steal this one away. It's not as if it's an anti-eco, it's an anti-force, and not going to be an easy time of things, that's for sure. D13 are looking aggressive towards this A site. 2 players in defense. Right now it's just Cause and Reality to try and lock down this site. Reality playing further back on that default box with the M4. Just Cause up close to the toilets, MP9 in hand. We'll be hoping to try and collect a couple kills. The Shinobi actually doesn't have any armor, and Just Cause takes down Score very early on. That's a huge kill to find. Shinobi gets the AK into his hands, and Just Cause is looking for more against the unarmored player. That was quick on the trigger for Just Cause, and this is looking pretty good for ZIGMA all in all. Kills found, however, do make things a little bit more enticing, but with only 6 seconds on the clock, Annihilation is just going to have to back away. We'll recover the AK, but there's players all around him and needs to try and stay alive. PP Overdose pushing closer, but not close enough, and that is another round for the ZIGMA side as they find 6 on the board.
Sixth going in the favor of ZIGMA. Should be able to find a 7th here. Gives them a chance of pushing back. Interesting to see the a single AK-47 on Annihilation. I said it before, I'm not a fan of this play, but if it works, it works. Right now, he finds the opening frag, so that's not too bad. Score bought Kevlar behind him as well. He'll pick up that M4. Makes good sense. He's definitely a strong player. Samir getting shut down, though.
Annihilation with his AK, going to be leading the charge for them. They already killed to his name, but there is plenty of other players with all this D13 side that can lay waste to the ZIGMA players. Score is one of them. As you said, picked up that M4, and rightly so as he takes down Just Cause. That's another weapon that they can now get into their hands if they wanted to, but with the 3 players out towards long, it's going to be a long trek if they want to do so, and Rolex, he's just going to get peppered down slowly but surely. Hastika takes him down with the P250. It's now all up towards PP Overdose, so 1 versus 3 as this round swings massively towards D13. The nade not going to do too much. He's trying to find the shots, gets the first to Score, a second to Shinobi, but it's just 4 HP for Overdose and Hastika. An AK towards long and armor on his back. Going to make things very difficult, and Overdose, he throws a Molotov towards the bank, a nade towards Truck, not expecting the player long, and Hastika
Sanity
quickly takes him down. Great round for D13 as they bounce back with just the pistols, that single AK that they brought through from the previous round, and great work.
As pointed out, I'm not a fan of the hero AK buy. The main reason for that is it's such a big gamble, and the reward, sure, if you manage to get around on the board, that's nice, but in a situation like this, where D13 are so far ahead, I don't see much of a reason for going for that play. It works out for them, but it doesn't make me a bigger fan of the plane, in all honesty. That being said, though, Annihilation, great opener. And his teammates taking over from there. D13 with the 12th Sigma on a force buy for this one. That could add insult to injury, because if this round goes in the favor of D13, then Sigma should be on an eco for the next, and that would be 14 for D13, at least statistically speaking, should be. Let's put it like that instead. Yeah, this first map could be over very shortly here.
Reality though, the M4 in hand, he spots that one towards long. I'm not sure if he was spotted in return because the play was looking the other way, but there was potentially a couple more behind who may have seen. They need to be careful here as they push forward. A flashbang from Reality might allow him to peek, but it actually goes quite deep and he gets blinded up by the T's flashbang. Shinobi goes 1 for 1 as he kills his teammate, takes down the enemy as well. Niffy, the few shots required, leaving with only 2 bullets in the mag, which aren't enough to find anything else. It's a 3-on-2. D13 have taken a bit of casualty already, but Hastika is definitely bringing some sanity to around as Overdose gets one more. It is a few kills found for ZIGMA, but as you say now, they're going to have to be on an eco. It's going to be D13 to surely find 14.
Yes, pointed out, they should be able to find this 14th, and if they manage to do so, at that point it would be 10 rounds in a row for Sigma to be able to take a victory here on their own map choice in regulation. So, it's not boding well for Sigma. It's not boding well for your prediction.
Certainly isn't. I'm disappointed. I'll definitely be having strong words with these players.
I'm disappointed in your prediction game.
You know the sort of character I am. You know the sort of character I am, though. It's
I don't care. Prediction game is played with your mind, not your heart. Okay.
Well, that's probably where I'm going wrong.
Seems like it. Just
you know where
there's not much you can do right in this one. Go ahead, Dan.
I was gonna say, do you reckon ZIGMA know where they're going wrong in this one? Because right now, down 8 rounds. Sorry, I calculated the round difference, then started saying the score. Down 8 rounds, 6-14. It's a long route back, and as you say, 10 rounds in regulation required if they want to do it, or they could go for only 9 and drop one in there somewhere. But
even then,
yeah, I did say only 9 with a bit of a implied yeah. As D13 look incredible, and holy Jesus, that's Shinobi just removing Rolex from the server, giving the D13 side a good chance at 15 here. As it looks like they wanted to go for the boost. I think Shinobi was having a bit of issues with the pixel angle, well, not pixel angle, but the slight little pixel you can walk on there, a little ledge. And score boosted up top. Can't find the kill on Niffy. He's tagged down to 16. They are going to get off the boost, and both of them survive. But I mean, could have had a kill there for score and made things even more confident. But instead, it actually makes things a little bit more difficult for D13 because that's now a second player low on HP. But D13, they are going to regroup towards this A site and try and approach. But ZIGMA, they're reading this one pretty well. They've had a bit of a look towards the entrances to B. They're not spotting anyone, so they've rotated 2 players over towards A to join up with Just Cause. So it's going to need to be a huge effort from D13, but that flashbang is perfect. Reality has no chance to fight back. That's a nice shot from PP Overdose, though. And him and Just Cause are finding all the kills. It's going to be a 7th for ZIGMA. Shinobi is too far away. And it is going to be 20 HP for Shinobi, and that's not enough. That's not enough time either. It will be at least a little bit longer of a game for the ZIGMA side.
Yeah, so to answer the question you posted not too long ago, if Sigma knew where they were going wrong in this one. I think they do. So first of all, the veto. Obviously, we don't know exactly how much they've been playing this map behind the scenes, but you don't test it out in this scenario, in my opinion. Like, they could have tested it out in the open qualifier. One could argue maybe they... No. Sigma did.
Alright, sorry.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
They could have like checked out this map in the open qualifier as well. I'm trying to say.
Fair enough.
So, I mean, maybe like one could argue that they're holding it as sort of a wild card, if you will. But at that point, you need to have done a ton of work behind the scenes and a ton of scrims to try and figure out exactly how well you're playing this map. And at the same time, you don't know if D13 have been doing the same. So I don't think the veto necessarily was a good decision here for Sigma. I think they could have gone for something different. That being said, all in all, like, D13 is just a better team. So it was always going to be difficult here for Sigma, and they needed kind of a Hail Mary. So I think that's why they went for this this choice.
Unfortunately, it hasn't worked out, and Tamir with the opening kill this round does make things a little bit more difficult for ZIGMA to try and keep closing the gap. 35 seconds on the clock, though. I mean, ZIGMA's hearing steps in towards the tunnel, the toilets here. In reality, he'll spot the couple of players pushing in towards the site, but this is all just a big grand illusion. Just Cause gets the first sniff. He tries to hold down towards the B site, but alone can't do so, and a kill towards the A site make things difficult as well, but Annihilation caught with an aid in his hand, and Score caught trying to escape from that A site leaves Hastika a 1v2 as ZIGMA. They fight back. They could find an 8th here. Nice shot from Hastika. He does take quite a lot of damage, but it doesn't matter if he's going to hit a headshot like that onto reality as well. And that is 15 for D13 as Hastika clutches it out in the 1v2.
15-7. One more round in the favor of D13, and they'll shut this one down. Oh, how it must feel horrible to be Sigma at this point in time. Not a lot is going right for them here on Overpass. Again, we gotta keep in mind, it is a best of 3. They still have an opportunity on that second map. But it's not looking like it's gonna favor them either. So I don't know. We need to see like Hail Marys coming out from Sigma on train as well. D13 were the favorites going into this one, and they're just cementing that at this point.
Yeah, and especially it's going to be just possibly absolute slaughter on train. To D13's map pick, and if they're playing like this, it's not going to be much chance for the ZIGMA side. However, a kill found here for Niffy. He's been able to salvage the AK off Score's body, and that'll complement the weapons that they already have in the form of a Deagle, a 5.7 and an MP9. So it's not all it's cracked up to be here, ZIGMA. It's a very difficult round, and I feel like D13 probably going to find 16, if not for some heroics from a ZIGMA player here, or two, perhaps. As Shinobi is just trying to create a bit of presence towards the A site, try and keep rotations over there, as the real hit's going to be coming in towards the B site, as Shinobi kills towards A. He will take first contact, doesn't want to overcommit, as his teammates do find fights towards the B site, but it goes into Stigma's favour. It's going to be a 3-on-2 retake needed for them, as a bomb is planted towards that B site. D13, can he hold off these last 3 players to find 60 on the board? It's going to be still just an MP9, an AK, and a 5.7 for ZIGMA to work with. AKs for both of these D13 players, and Hastika, oh my lord! A huge spray down from him just to net the 60 for the D13 side, and they will take the first map of Overpass.
Yeah, that'll do the trick. Map chosen by Sigma, map absolutely dominated by D13. Next up, gonna be Terrain, chosen by D13 with a 43% win rate on it, up against Sigma's 25. Can this be a 2-0? Will Sigma bounce back? Follow us next to find out.
Intel Extreme Masters is brought to you in part by Intel, Acer Predator, Mountain Dew Game Fuel, DHL, and GGBet.
With the right CPU, you can turn any game from familiar to phenomenal. Unleash the potential in all your gaming with Intel 10th Gen processors. With its optimal balance of threads, cores, and frequency to deliver elite real-world performance, only Intel can bring Marvel's Avengers to life with in-game PC optimizations. Supercharge your Marvel's Avengers experience with Intel Core i5, i7, and i9 processors.
I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I call the shots and the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. Ain't no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'ma dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to waste. They all tryna sign my name, they want me to sign my name. Counting your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish. Yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. Savage, you've been distracted, your best, my average, there's a reason for that's a fact. So they snapping back, mad at the fact that I don't have a backup plan, I ain't need that. Outworking everybody when I relax, so I ain't tripping about none of y'all feedback. Heard that, wonder when I'm gonna peak at. And that's why you count your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish. Yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. Shots on the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. Ain't no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'ma dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to waste. They all tryna sign my name, they want me to sign my name. Counting your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish. Yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now.
I've been working part-time jobs, chasing all my dreams now lately. No matter if I try too hard, nothing's ever enough, baby. No, I don't care too much, I don't care too much. As long as I can keep you by my side, I don't care too much. We got time, no rush. In your eyes I always see there is something meant for me. In your eyes I always feel different. the shadows, I've come to make a name. Ready for battle, cause I got a thing to claim. Think that I'll crumble, I'll show you in the slide. Where you see me coming, better run for cover, cause I'm not slowing down, I'm never going under. I survived the pain, I know it made me stronger. So meet the monster I came to conquer. When all the smoke clears, I'll still be on my feet. Forget all of my fears, cause I know my destiny. I feel a champion waking inside of me. It's emotion, the legends spoken. This is my moment. Can't break my focus, know where I'm going. This is my moment. Where you see me coming, better run for cover, cause I'm not slowing down, I'm never going under. I survived the pain, I know it made me stronger. So meet the monster I came to conquer. When you see me coming, better run for cover. I survived the pain, I know it made me stronger. Under peach yellow skies, dreaming big and aiming high. Name the clouds passing by, wishing we run away. All we need is our passports, baby. Leave the rest in our troubled minds. Let us go down in laughter, baby. Trying to figure out what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. Book a plane, fly away. We will never be the same. And as long as you are mine, come on and run away. We wanna run away. We don't need any reasons, baby. Leave it all for the faded hearts. I don't mind if they call us crazy, cause they don't understand what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. We're no kids no more. I need to feel alive in this dreadful town. I'm running out of time, and as long as you're mine, I wanna run away. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. Oh, I see the signs and I see we're there. And I feel the lies and I feel the sand. Forever who we are. No matter if we're cast away. A fire in the dark. I know that you won't be where when I wake up.
Intel Extreme Masters is brought to you in part by Intel, Acer Predator, Mountain Dew Game Fuel, DHL, and GGBet.
Hello and welcome back. We're on to the second map. We are very far into the series already, into this day, I guess, actually. We're on the second map into the series, but hello again, I'm Danshan, and Jeet is here as well. We are the voices in your ears who are shouting random malarkey everywhere, but the players on your screen, those are ZIGMA and D13, and, well, it's Scort who will get himself an opening kill. He's going to double himself up.
Yeah. Score again, opening it up nicely on this one, like he started over on overpass. Has taken good trigger discipline on that first frag, finds a second as well. Shinobi with the final one. Niffy gets taken down. Oh, I'm so sad for Sigma, man, because Sigma, they played good Counter-Strike in that open qualifier. We saw it then. We saw
great.
how well they played.
Yeah.
The problem is D13 is a completely different beast to the teams they were up against in that open qualifier. D13 is a strong opponent. I said it from the get-go, expecting D13 to take a fairly strong victory on this one. Especially here on Train, I expected them to take a fairly strong victory. For D13 to be able to take that first map so convincingly, I had no clue. I didn't expect that at all.
Certainly not, as D13 look just indomitable right now, and Score's already found an opening this round. A couple kills for the CTs in return, but I think in the end it is going to be D13 to pick up what's needed. Just Cause on the flank, shotgun in hand, easy kill for onto Hestika. He's able to switch over to Little Galil, finds another one. It's just Annihilation left alone, a 1v2, as he does take down Reality. It is Annihilation still alive, and the about comparable HP between the two of them, but Annihilation needs to try and recover that bomb, which is currently dropped over towards the E-box. And with Just Cause working his way through on towards the site, he's walked past the bomb. And I think Just Cause has spotted him, but Annihilation takes him down. And how has he been able to do that?
Good question.
Thank you. Do you have an answer?
Like, not really. Seems like D13, no matter what you throw against them, they put up their shield, their meme shield. They just bounce it back and say,
Be
nope,
gone.
not this time around. You shall not pass. Sigma, they haven't been able to pass just yet. They had issues on that first map. It's pretty rough start here on the second one.
Oh, they've just been absolutely done dirty here already. Just Cause will find one kill and an AK picked up, but D13 are already in a 4-on-2, and I imagine Just Cause maybe just tries to save this AK. I'd assume that's what the play that they'll go for here. Rolex will just be a bit of an early warning, maybe just try and pick up a weapon himself. They can carry into the next round. Of course, they'll have the full buy next round, but they won't be able to buy up AKs themselves. But Score, 42 kills to his name, is looking for more, and he hears the player to his left, and He can easily find this frag, surely. He knows he's there, but Just Cause still finds the kill without armor. Him and Rolex have found enough couple more, and that means Rolex, he's able to pick up an AK as well. This is huge for ZIGMA. This is a huge, huge takeaway from this round for him. And D13, I'm surprised Score wasn't actually able to find that shot onto Just Cause in spawn there. Clear spawn out, they realise, okay, they're not here anymore. And they've gone up towards the office. But it's still the third on the board. That doesn't change.
I have this weird feeling, this weird inkling.
Is it your confirmation bias?
No. I've thrown that out of the window, because yeah. But no, I have this weird inkling that we're not gonna see a whole lot of rounds on the board here for ZIGMA. Not necessarily because they're awful on this map, because they're not, but D13 are they're playing better than I expected. I expected them to play well, but this is a whole different scenario than that. A lot of damage dealt towards them though, but they deal damage back.
If he almost died into his teammate's Molotov there, he's left with 7 HP. It is Hastika who finishes him off in the end. But it's only Reality left at 1v2 as he's frantically running around the site trying to find the shots, but he will get himself a second kill. Takes down Shinobi. And it's just the big B score, but Reality wins it out. Huge, huge clutch from him. As it's there was carpeted smokes and Molotovs towards that A site. He's actually able to find some sanctity for most of it and ends up clutching out the round for his team and gets them on the board. But now D13 can probably fight back.
Yeah, it's good for ZIGMA. Like, as I pointed out, they dealt so much damage in that round, very early into it. A lot of damage dealt with nade, molly, and all that good jazz. Made it very difficult for D13. Did manage to find a couple of frags early on, but Niffy in this round, it's very well placed shots. You can see here that his crosshair is right above that hinge on the middle of the door. That is the headshot angle. If they drop down, they'll get a little bit lower, roughly in the middle of that hinge. You see, he lingers with his crosshair in that right position. This is something that you need to take care of if you're playing this position. You need to be aware of exactly where they land. A great way to do that is get into the server with a couple of your mates, and then have them drop down in front of you time and time again. That leaves you in a good position to know exactly where the head of your opponent is going to fall. Niffy found the first, gets the second as well. And this point should be fairly clean pickup here for ZIGMA. Say that and Score do manage to find one. If you get more, that's a second.
Oh no.
And that'll do it.
Yeah. Do clean it up in the end, ZIGMA. Couple kills found though, but D13, that was a low buy. Well, they had pistols, a Galil. It wasn't really much to the table. There was possibility for damage and they get a couple kills in the end, but Niffy finding a couple to give them the right start to that round, ZIGMA, as they should be able to tie things up 3-3. And it's just these pistols for D13. It's going to be a very difficult task to do anything other than allow that to happen. Reality with the AWP. I'm not sure if he spotted the legs there of the player run boosting across. Either way, he's going to take down Score. Good kill to find, but look at Shinobi. Oh, this is a great angle, but just the timing eluding him a little bit as Niffy drops off the bomb train just as he rounds a corner. That's sad. So, so sad. I can hear Despacito in the background, and now he's it all up to us too. D13. Wasn't really anything ever going to happen with this round, and nothing does happen. It is a very clean round for ZIGMA. All 5 players survive, and exactly what they need on the CT side.
I managed to tie it up here, putting their third round on the board. But now we do have enough money here for D13 to reinvest Yeah, this is one of those classic, fairly heavy CT-sided maps. I said I don't suspect a whole lot of rounds here for Sigma. I was about to say I don't suspect they'll get double digits, and honestly, I think they'll get close, but I think it's going to be 8 or 9 rounds on the board for Sigma. I do believe that D13 should have their number on this map, just like they did on Overpass. We'll see how that pans out for them.
This AK is up for D13 again, but one of them's already dead. The mate. Taken down by Reality's up, which is starting to get quite a number of frags. It is a very good map for the York, so it's good to see him firing off early on. But still danger from this round. D13, a couple smokes, a HE, a flashbang, not the most utility in the world, definitely not much at all, as they are going to use what little they have to try and get themselves in towards a side of flashbang. He's gone through. I'm surprised you don't smoke off the push there, as the overdose is actually going to Molotov one down, gets a kill as well on towards Annihilation. The score tries to fight back, but he's left with 4 HP, and he's in a 1 versus 3. Tries to find shots. Niffy will eventually shut him down, and ZIGMA, a 4th on the board. They're looking pretty competent on the CT side.
Yeah, looking a little bit better in these last couple of rounds here for Sigma. D13 going down in that one is going to be a bit of a blow to the guts. As pointed out, it is a CT-sided map, so we do expect Sigma to do alright on their CT side, but D13, we've already experienced that they thrive when they get to control the pace of the game. As said, could be issues waiting to happen here for Sigma. Do have this time around D13. A couple of players up towards brown holes. That's B prep. One player in towards Pop Dog here. That could be interesting. Especially seeing as its score. Score has been a catalyst in most of the rounds that they managed to secure on that Overpass map. He's already done pretty well for himself here on train as well.
Oh, for Reality again, finding openings, and again, these pistols just being shut down one after another. It's 2 of them alive. They're just dancing between the train, trying to find shots, but ZIGMA are gonna squish them like bugs. 9 points of damage done to ZIGMA in total there.
That's such a clean round, and that's exactly what Sigma needs for this one. They want to make sure that they get clean rounds so they can work on that economy, and by doing so, securing themselves a solid amount of I guess a cushion. So if they lose a round here, it's not going to be that big of an issue for them. They'll still be able to bounce back with yet another buy, and you can see it on the left-hand side of your screen. So much money. Just Cause sitting on 9,007 for Niffy. Just above 8 for Reality. So much money on every single player here. Already a solid economy build up here for Sigma.
Yeah, and things could really get out of hand pretty quickly here, because you say a lot of economy already, score being shot through the wall. Not fun when you're trying to line up nades. But if Sigma are able to pick up a pretty decent lead here on the CT side, D13 are going to have a lot of work cut out for them going forwards. But I mean, still plenty of time left to go through this round, and through this half as well, as straight towards the site. Tamir tries to get a shot through, but instead he will be taken down by Rolex. Score pushing forwards, needs to find this shot, will do it. It's not the cleanest, but Rolex is there to trade it out, and it's still ZIGMA posting kills, posting these frags, and probably posting around here, as it's only Annihilation, a 1 versus 4, as it just kicked down Niffy, who's low on HP, tries to dance around this site, tries to give himself a different angle to work with as he hears the Geiger counter tick. The longer he stays here, the more dead he is. And as he tries to back away, 40 damage still to be found on him. Takes a few hits from the rifles, and now obviously they know his position is in connect, so they're just going to lock down either side of it. There's Reality with the AWP to put him out of his misery. 6-3 on the board for ZIGMA. Huge rounds coming through.
As you pointed out, big rounds coming through here for ZIGMA. Again, they managed to keep a good amount of players alive. That means that a lot of money is going in their favor as well. Niffy already sitting on 11. Reality on 9. 7 for Rolex. 6 for Just Cause and PP Overdose. I think at this point, we need everyone except for Score to go ham. If like Score is going ham, and that's nice, but for this to work out well for D13, we need to see the other players stepping up as well. We saw Shinobi having a couple of great rounds over on Overpass. Temir likewise has taken an annihilation. They chimed in with a couple of good rounds of their own. If they manage to do so here on Train as well, this should still be like favoring D13, but right now it's looking fantastic for ZIGMA. Way better than I expected then.
Yeah, after those first few rounds, I was thinking this is probably going to be it. But ZIGMA fighting back, providing entertainment rounds as the Overdose uses all of his ammo for those 2 kills. He will get taken down, however, trays from his teammates mean things are very comfortable. However, Tamara is... that was awkward. But this is 7th round for ZIGMA.
Still around on the board, and that's 7-3. Again, as I pointed out, quite a bit better than I initially expected. I did mention this is a CT-sided map, but this is... I can't determine yet if this is ZIGMA playing a whole lot better than they did on that first map, or if it's D13 not being able to find their footing here on Train, because it looks like ZIGMA are playing well together, where this is a pretty good indication of that. Just Cause peeks out. He's got multiple players close by him from his own team to help him out. At the same time, D13, they push one player forward. He dies. Then another player pushes forward. He dies. There's no one there to trade.
Yeah, not fun. ZIGMA playing this map pretty well. It's not what D13 expected, I don't think, coming into this one. So they've got to be careful. Don't want to allow this game to slip too far away before they're able to bring it back. Because right now already, I mean, 50 seconds on the clock. It looks like they'll try and find an entry point towards the ace, towards the B site rather, but reality, well, we'll show them a slice of it. There's just 2 players left for D13. Score trying to look towards the A site, find a little bit of damage, but not expecting overdose towards main. These ZIGMA players just having fun right now because Tamir's the last player alive and has to find 5 kills in 20 seconds and potentially get a bomb plant. Well, that's a sight, isn't it? Round in the corner, 2 players staring straight at him. And 5-round lead for ZIGMA. This is super sick. 8 rounds already.
8 in a row as well. Yeah, she pointed out super sick for ZIGMA. Is there a pun there? Maybe?
I can think of a few puns for ZIGMA, but none of them are really safe for broadcast.
Please keep them to yourself then.
That's why the
or
word
rather,
brought out...
like, send them to me in private.
Maybe.
But don't mention them, please. I think where you're going. I think I know where you're going with that one.
Yeah, I've managed to restrain myself now for this best of 3 and the best of 3 we had in the open qualifier as well. So yeah, I think we're safe
for now.
Now, unless things really go off the rails as Shinobi. They find a couple kills with these deagles and things start to get a little dangerous for D13. Niffy trying to pivot like a bit of a turret, can't find the shots, he'll find a lot of damage. But it's the kills for Just Cause that matter. And it should just be ZIGMA cleaning things up now. Now they've contained the worst of that aggression. It is just annihilation, a 1 versus 3, and you can see Just Cause playing this one well, just backs away, doesn't want to give himself up, allows Niffy to take the fight, and it is a 9th for ZIGMA.
I'm trying to wrap my head around what D13 could potentially do here to bring this one back. So already, as pointed out, 9 in a row here for ZIGMA is fantastic. That's what they want for this one. They wanted to get that good early start to make sure that they build up some economy. Their money is fantastic at this point. This start is amazing. What I'm trying to figure out is, I think, what D13 can do here. Because what happened, or what we saw on Overpass, was a couple of individuals getting multi-kills where they shouldn't have. We saw Shinobi, he had that, I was about to say famous round, but I don't think it's quite made, like, I don't think it's quite famous yet. But he had that round where he was sitting in B waters, and they opened the door from connector, and he got a triple. That's a situation where he shouldn't probably have had a single frag, and he still managed to get a triple out of it. We saw Score time and time again getting multi-kills where he's pushing forward all on his lonesome. So I think D13 were relying heavy on individual plays on Overpass. It worked out for them massively on that map. Maybe they need to start thinking a bit more about team play here on Train. I said it to you in the break, Dan. Train is a very technical map. Not saying Overpass isn't. I would still classify Train as a more technical map than Overpass. And I think I know that one of the only ways to make things work on this map is to work on those set executes. Back when I used to coach, I used to set up a strat book for this map that had so many different strats and different variations of those strats, and I called them something incredibly easy to remember, like, I don't remember if anything was called this, but like hat. So whenever I said run hat, people would know exactly what to do, exactly where to move, exactly how to set up, and it could be like smokes towards the A bomb site, 3 players down ladder or something like that, right? So many different variations, so many different opportunities on this map, and we haven't seen any of them from D13 yet. D13 are still trying to dry peek, still trying to push in towards the bomb site with just a tiny amount of utility. We need to see them do quite a bit better at this point. We need to see them step up the technical aspect on this map. If they fail to do so, I feel like this could run away from them very quickly.
I feel like it is already starting to run away from them a little bit. I mean, I think ZIGMA are already going to be happy with this 9-round half. Disregarding anything else they can find in this game. It is very good start. And we do just have the round being reset quick, because a couple of players disconnected, I believe. So, I think there's that to restart the router according to admin. So, I think we are ready to get back going. And see if D13 can finally put a gun round on the board, because it's been 9 in a row for ZIGMA. That is not fun. You look at, like, imagine if ZIGMA won out the pistol round. Imagine what a scoreline we'd be having.
Yeah.
So, that's got to be weighing on the minds of D13 right now. I mean, they're changing things up massively here. They're going to try and just go aggressive and find frags or getting towards the site before these CTs can actually find any kills themselves. But Rolex still finds 2, almost a third. Niffy will finish off that third. And, well, the aggression, that's not working out either for D13. It's a 2v4, and it's looking like it's going to be double digits for ZIGMA here. Oh dear, oh dear. D13, they're really struggling on the T side of Train now. Overdose, great shot as well. Doesn't give Score a chance to even try and fire off a bullet in that one. Tamir. Just get one from the connector. And that is Niffy to fall. Now with the position known, he has the bomb. He might try and go towards the B site, and he is kind of creep forwards. He needs to be careful, though, about being too slow here, because there's players in connector now clearing that angle out, and a player over at just above Pop Dog, who can swing in if they connect these over towards B. And look at him, he's waiting. He wants one of these players to peek, but look at behind him. It's Reality right on the other side of the train. And oh, Tamir, here's the scope. Reality, that is going to be the death of you. He's been able to bring it into a 1v2. He's going to get the bomb planted, and this is certainly winnable if he can find the kill to Just Cause, which he can't. Just Cause nails him down. Quick shot on the AK, and it will be double digits for ZIGMA, but Tamir making it a bit interesting there.
You still don't believe in Jinx?
Leave me alone.
Are we getting you on board on the voodoo train? Is that what's happening here?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, the funny thing is, like, before this whole shebang started, we were like, okay, let's smash it out the park. Let's have 2 great games. It's going to be clean Counter-Strike the entire way through. And that didn't happen. A bit of a jinx there, I suppose. I've jinxed it multiple times by saying they shouldn't win this round, then they end up winning the round. And now I said that D13 should be able to knock this one out the park 2-0. Not quite happening. I didn't expect ZIGMA to get double digits. They already have in the first half. So much going. I mean, maybe it's just me being absolutely horrible at my predictions, but my prediction score sheet is actually looking pretty good and speaks against that. Not to pat myself too much on the back there, but what I'm trying to say is I don't think many people actually expected this, because this is the map chosen by D13 and they're not getting any chance on this one.
My predictions are looking a lot worse, I think, than yours. That's for sure. Jesus. Oh, Shinobi has been absolutely nailed. Hastika follows shortly after, and I mean, this is going to be a 12-3 half, isn't it? Like, this is going to be 11, and then D13, they've got max loss bonus, of course they have, but they can't do anything. They've not won a single gun round out D13. This has been an absolute massacre. Annihilation's been spotted out. You can take it down. Oh dear.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if Massacre actually covers it. I'm not confident using any other words to cover it, so let's just go with that. But this is a whole different level. So we did see D13 on that first map having full control the entire way through, but again, they were relying quite heavily on individual plays, and those individual players stepped up and managed to make it work. Here on Train, though, those individuals, Score is still hitting shots, but he's the only one. The rest of them not really connecting what they're supposed to, not carrying their own weight at all. And furthermore, on this map, ZIGMA are hitting their shots. This is better. There you go. Hastika, beautiful, beautiful double, but Rolex, he's so quick on the flank.
He doesn't want to push through the smoke. I think he's worried about people hearing him. He's waiting for his teammates to take contact, then he'll push forward, but waiting for his teammates to take contact means that they're dead. And he will follow shortly after, so D13, fourth right at the halftime bell. Yeah, they finally win a gun round out, but 11 rounds for ZIGMA. Is this going to be workable for D13 to pull it back on the CT half? Are they going to have a mega half themselves? Are they going to win it in regulation, do you reckon? Or is ZIGMA going to take us to a third map?
Yeah, so again, this is a CT-sided map here. That does give a bit of hope for D13. Another thing that helps them out a little bit is that the pistol round ratio for ZIGMA on this map is 25%. So that helps D13 out a little bit more. Furthermore, the T round win percentage for ZIGMA is only 36%. There's a lot that speaks in the favor of D13 here, but if they continue playing the way that they've done on their T side, I'm not sure they'll be able to make it work. They need this pistol, though. We're gonna start with the pistol, and they need it desperately. If they lose the pistol, this could quickly be over here on Train. and then we'll get to see that third and final map. We did expect like a good potential of a 3-mapper on all 3 games, but we also mentioned that for that to happen, it was probably each team picking up their own map choice, and that's not the case for this one. D13 absolutely annihilated ZIGMA on their choice. That was Overpass. We saw it not too long ago at this point. I think what's happening here is these two teams are speedrunning because they know we're behind schedule.
But
Is that it?
Yeah, but I mean, this isn't how you speedrun. If you wanted to speedrun, you just have. I mean, D13 tried to speedrun, and now, yeah, and now they forgot.
Obviously, I was just kidding around.
Yeah.
Obviously, both of these teams are trying their absolute greatest to make sure that they take that victory in this one and move forward here in the close qualifier. Just to give you guys an idea, we do have a lower bracket here in the closed qualifier. That means that the loser of this game will not be down and out. They'll be down in the lower bracket, however, where they'll fight up against Wings Up tomorrow at 9 a.m. CEST, that is. They'll be playing at the same time as Tiger versus the winner of this one, and you and I will not be covering that. That'll be our good friend Squid alongside with Josh, I believe, taking care of that one.
Yes.
So obviously make sure you tune into that. It's going to be great fun regardless of what happens.
Yeah, we'll be on some
What I was trying to say
CIS
is-
Counter-Strike, won't we?
Yeah, a little bit later in the day, yeah. I'll get back to my point eventually.
Okay, I was waiting to see if you were. I'll run us through the round, don't you worry, as it is a quick trade towards the Pop Dog position. ZIGMA, they have a Molotov, actually a couple Molotovs they can still use, but Annihilation, well, takes down Just Cause, Score with 1 as well, and PP Overdose, Hesteka, they're all just finding kills. It's Hesteka with 2 to end it out, and D13, there's a bit of the life we've seen from before, but again, it's a pissed around and they won it out in the first half, and only found 4 in total.
So my point was that regardless of how this one pans out for these two teams, the loser is not down and out. It's double elimination, so there's still a chance to fight it back. And honestly, I'm happy with that, because I feel like this is a very tough initial match for ZIGMA. I don't necessarily know if they would fare better against Wings Up or Tiger. But I feel like D13 are slight favorites for this entire qualifier.
Yeah, I'd say they're up there. As very clean round for D13. But yeah, the D13 are probably one of the... Yeah,
it's either D13 or Tiger. I would
yeah.
say.
I'd agree with you. It's hard to differentiate the two of them, but
Yeah,
certainly they are both very equal teams, and I've shown it today so far already. As we see, I mean, 6 on the board now for D13. It's a very clean follow-up. We'll see if they can follow up here with a gun round themselves and finally get more than one gun round in the game. These AKs for the ZIGMA side. Yeah, I mean, they have to. They need to try and close things up before ZIGMA are able to extend their lead out again. These FAMASs might cause an issue for D13, but they've got plenty of cash reserve for most of the players. There will be Tamir, who's a little low on cash, but they should be able to get a buy up around it as Hesteka. He gets the dink onto Reality, but the AK, that will be the instant headshot in return, and Tamir, he can't find the kill either onto Rolex. So 2 players very low on HP for ZIGMA, but it's 2 kills for the ZIGMA side that are the ones that matter. It's D13. I mean... Maybe if it was a 1-man disadvantage and a player low, you'd think D13 could still pull it out, but 3 players only alive for D13, a 2-man advantage. The low HP doesn't matter too much because it's so hard. You're not going to be able to pick those targets out from the rest of the squad. It's going to be down to whether it actually speeds up a kill for you and you're able to get a follow-up off the back of it or something like that, but D13... They just need to focus on hitting shots here, and we'll see if they can do so. As Annihilation, that's a good kill to find. Takes down Niffy and stays alive as well. That is exactly what they needed. He runs things up a little bit as the bomb is going to get planted. Shinobi trying to spam it through the smoke towards a train. Can't find any tags, and Scores going to be on the flank and will take down Just Cause. But low on HP, needs to watch himself, make sure he doesn't get taken down, because him just being alive in this position gives D13 a lot of space to work with for the rest of the site. As now ZIGMA, they have to watch the back, and Score is able to find another one onto PP Overdose. He's becoming a big menace, but Reality will eventually take him down. They'll tap the bomb. Annihilation holds down his teammate, and Shinobi, they do it together. It's a 7th on the board for D13, and they pull it back in a 3-on-5 there.
D13, oh, rough round, but they managed to get the job done, and that's exactly what we were hoping for them to do. Not necessarily because we want them to win this one.
Nah, super biased.
More so to make this a bit more interesting. It's something I speak about time and time again, and I think every once in a while it gets misinterpreted as biased. I'm not trying to be biased. I just want a close game of Counter-Strike. I hate 16-5s and that sort of stuff. I want to see as many rounds played out as possible. I don't even care that we're behind schedule, honestly. I just want to see great Counter-Strike and as much of it as possible.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, but I would like something to eat.
Oh yeah. I'm there with you on that one. I got a good friend cooking me up a meal at her place, and she'll probably bring something over eventually.
Lucky sod. I'll probably just order some food once we get all done with this, but Shinobi, he gets the first. The bomb plant comes through, and these pistols are finding damage. A second kill from Just Cause makes things dangerous, but PP Overdose will get caught. Reality can't get the trade, and the Tech 9 isn't very accurate in the air, unlike most guns. Well, like most guns, I should say. But it's certainly a very accurate eagle shot coming through for Just Cause. It brings things into a 2-on-2, and D13, they've taken a lot of damage, but with the kill onto Just Cause, it leaves things just up towards Rolex, and he's shooting over the top of Tamir, but oh, he gets the kill. Hestika, does he have time on the 10-second defuse? I think he does.
Oh, it's going to be cutting it close. There's
Yeah,
he's got it.
There was a kit there! There was a kit on the bomb!
The thing is, like, his teammate was on the bomb and he had a kit. I don't think they necessarily gave that information over, and even if they did, there's always a chance when you die that your kit flies up a little bit.
True.
So honestly, in that smoke, it could have been anywhere, and he didn't have the time to wait for the smoke to disappear for him to pick up the kit. So he had to just get on it, and I think they had the time. Like, I think they knew
got
exactly how much time.
Yeah, obviously you can if you're playing, you can have that 10-second sort of music on in the background.
I don't know if is that legal in, like, is that allowed in tournaments? I actually don't know.
I have no idea. It's certainly allowed in matchmaking.
The rule book, but oh yeah.
I don't know.
I hate it. I have never used it myself because I think it's a little bit cheaty, in my opinion.
I don't know how you'd be able to police that though, from a tournament perspective.
No, like if it's a Valve tournament, you can use it all you want, of course, because it's something in the game, so you can't ban something that's designed to be in the game. But from a like an online tournament perspective, it's tough to like, combat it if someone uses that. Oh, that's a good shot. It's tough to police it, is what I'm trying to say, but it would be possible to make it as a rule, though. I don't know if it's... I don't know. I'll read up on the rulebook soon.
Yeah. Bit of light reading for the evening, I guess. There's D13. They look to find a Nightfare, and this CT side looking much stronger already, as they are looking to claim themselves another gun round. It's only Reality left alive, as with the AWP. I think he was hoping to bait out the noise there, hoping that somebody was in Pop Dog or nearby and would be hearing that jump down, but instead this free play is still towards A, and they're just going to play to make sure that they don't give in 1v1s, and Hestika will just clip his head clean off. 9 on the board for D13, and just 2 rounds behind this ZIGMA side, and now ZIGMA are starting to think, you know what, would have liked that 12th round at the end of the half.
Yeah, it's exactly as we were speaking about. If they manage to pick up the pistol here, D13, Sigma are not strong on the T side of this map. They have, what did I say, like 36%?
I think
double check.
30 something.
Yeah, 36% T round win percentage. And that means that obviously this is not a good side for them on this map. That being said, a strong side on the CC side could potentially help them out. Azteca helping out. Tamir finding a frag of his own. Rolex answering back. 2-on-2 now.
I love this boost. Do it. Yes, this is the perfect time to do this boost. 2v2. Shinobi goes up over the top, but unfortunately for D13, ZIGMA are going to bail out towards the B site. And that is an open site. They will realise that now as D13, as the utility comes in towards connector, they'll have to hang back for a moment. Tamir trying to scurry around his teammate who's sort of pushing him into the flames. Not exactly what you'd want from your long time at comrade, but Shinobi, that's a huge kill to find. We'll get traded out by Just Cause, but now that allows Tamir the idea of where the fast player is, and he's going to win the fight out. Beautiful shots from Tamir, as it will be 10 on the board for D13, and they're able to clutch the round there. Shinobi getting that frag as well was massively huge. Even though he gets traded out, that finding where that last player is just such a huge advantage for Tamir, that he's just able to win it out from there.
You're absolutely right. That 2-on-2 situation was very unfavorable for D13, but the individual play coming through once again. This is what they more or less solely relied on Overpass, and there it worked fantastically. It didn't work on the T side here on Train, which makes sense. This is a very technical map, as I pointed out. So on this map, you need like very cohesive team play to be able to secure rounds on the board, or at least typically. Otherwise, like, you need one player to be out of his mind and just hitting shots left, right, and center without care. But this is looking a whole lot better here for D13, and individual play is actually a little bit more favorable on the CT side on this map in particular, especially in that pop dog position. We've seen it time and time again. You need a strong individual player because he's more or less always going to face two players if he pushes in towards the pop dog position and holds that angle. You have that that stack drop that we see time and time again, and if that comes through, you need that player to be ready for it. It's score in that position. That makes perfect sense. He needs to have good timing for this one as well. Tamir, he's been stepping up in the last couple of rounds.
Yeah. I mean, he's only got 15 kills, but a lot of them come recently, and Seeker doesn't find a player outside main as well as Shinobi finds too. Beautiful work from D13. This CT side is looking lovely, much like ZIGMA's was. Both these teams are very comfortable on the CT side, and we are seeing D13 now tied this game up.
Tied up, then. This could still be that 2-0 as I predicted it to be, but they're making it close.
Yeah, we do have a bit of a technical pause coming through. Not sure as to the reason, but as soon as we know, we'll let you know. But right now, D13 on a roll, and we do have a player from ZIGMA disconnected from the server, so I assume that's most likely the reason. I'm not sure why the disconnection occurred, but it could be ping issues as it was earlier on in the server, or early on in the game, I should say. But hopefully we will be getting going in a couple minutes, I believe.
Like, the same question I was asking in that first half strikes me again. What can Sigma do to combat this situation here? Because it's been D13 taking full control, and I think the answer is actually the same. I think the answer is take better care of the pace of the game, or take better control of the pace of the game rather. It's something that we didn't see D13 do, and I think that's what led them to such a big deficit in that first half. And again, I think that's one of the issues here for Sigma as well. We need to see some better utilization of the equipment, basically their utility, right? We need to see them use their smokes in different manners. What I like to see is we have these set executes. I don't know if you remember. You should remember. back, I was about to say back in the olden days, roughly a year
When
ago.
I was a
something like
kid.
that. The smoke wall here on train towards the A-bomb site, something we saw almost every single round. We saw that smoke wall towards the A-bomb site, but it hasn't been used in any of these qualifiers whenever we've been trained. It's probably been used like 3 times, 4 times, something like that, right? I would love to see them bring it back. There's a reason why they don't use it all that often anymore, is because almost every single team knew how to combat it. But to pull it back in a situation like this, when you haven't really done much in these rounds, is exactly what they need to do to be able to bring this game back, I feel like.
Yeah, and it is just an eco in this round as ZIGMA gets picked off, but yeah, ZIGMA could definitely bring the smoke walls back. You never know. I remember the old Virtus Pro one on Cobble. That was super sick. In towards that B site. I remember watching that one. That was definitely very cool. It wasn't effective like in a broad sense. It was a pretty cool thing to do. It worked once or twice a game, if my mind serves me correctly. But apart from that, it was pretty easy to combat, as you say. Generally, most smoke walls are.
What I was trying to say is I think that most people just found a way to play through it, because it was very effective for a long time. Flashback not too effective.
Oh my lord.
Score, he's so good. He's so accurate.
I just love how ZIGMA, they just like, oh, well, scores here, let's leave.
Scores on the A-bomb side? Oh, let's head to B, guys.
Yeah. Shinobi is in a forward position as well. He surely gets a kill here. He does. Takes down Rolex, and he's just going to back away. Smartly done. Won't give himself up into a 2v2 instead. Actually, he will. Never mind. Okay. Just forget everything I just said. Shinobi, you're not a smart man. You had the idea, but it was flawed in the end, and it is going to be a 2v2. He's done decent damage towards Just Cause. You can see Score on a very long flank. For some reason has a Tech 9 in his hand rather than the AK. But, I guess, personal preference. As, he's cleared out main, and that's going to leave his teammate with, you know, quite a bit of information, annihilation towards the back of this B side. He's just going to play to try and preserve himself, keep himself alive, maybe pick off one of these players as they push forwards. But you can see ZIGMA, they don't have much utility. A couple Molotovs are a flashbang for them to use, and the time's starting to run thin. Annihilation, be careful. Misses the initial shot and will just back away as that utility comes in towards his position. He's actually going to get taken down by Just Cause. And now ZIGMA, that is exactly what they needed to try and tie this game back up. It's Score on a long flank coming from behind. And PP Overdose has an idea. They're starting to believe, you know, well, he's not anywhere here. I'm clearing CT, is not here. Maybe he can cut through connector, but it's more likely he's probably going to be coming from behind. And does Score get the timing here? Because Just Cause might jump up on that box. And he will. And Score, he still finds a shot on the site, but Just Cause will trade it out. I don't know how he still gets that kill on the site, to be honest.
I was just about to say, it's ridiculous. He's done this time and time again. He's in such an unfavorable position. He still managed to pull a frag out of thin air, basically. He got spotted. He got taken down to basically no HP. Still shuts down the player on the bomb site. Still, now he knows the position of the final player. Takes the aim towards that guy. Had he gotten a little bit lucky with the timing there, he could have potentially found a headshot and secured the round. Like, Score has been such an instrumental player here for D13. It's honestly it's a joy to watch. But I'm missing a little bit from the rest of the team. They have stepped up here in the second half. I'll give them that. But it can't just be all Score.
Astika especially has been looking pretty good now as he's on 21 kills. They're going to be wielding a double AWP setup here to try and push them back into the lead of this second map, as they do lead the series 1-0 after taking ZIGMA's pick of Overpass. But still a few more rounds to find, and Shinobi does get the frag. An awkward fight, but he wins it out. Hastika with one more. D13 might just shut this one down here as they push forward. Tamir gets another. Reality next in line. Oh, and this is sublime. Only just cause remaining. Hasdika's watching towards Olof, spots out the gun barrel. But it's going to be Score who actually finds a shot there. Of course it is.
I want to point something out in that round. Tamir's, like his angles held in that round was textbook.
Oh yeah.
That's something that really gets me going. Like, first of all, he was holding behind the E-Box, and he was watching a very tight angle up against the train rather than in towards T connector. As he gets that kill, he gives up his position, then he moves more to the left because he knows Score is still in Pop Dog. He can't get flanked from that position. Moves further to the left, finds a deeper angle, finds yet another kill. That was textbook stuff from Tamir. I absolutely love that.
Well, that's pretty nice. However, things looking a little less nice for D13 in this one, as it's a 3-on-4 against pistols. ZIGMA have found a lot of damage, they've found a lot of kills. That nade is good, and so is the shot for Score. They bring it back into the advantage for D13. Rolex with an M4 picked off. Nifty with no armor and a Tech 9 trying to push forward, and if he could find one of these kills, his teammate gets one, but his teammate is now down. It's all up towards Nifty. Oh, he's got a lot of information, but he needs to act fast as Hasdika's going to tap the bomb. Nifty will find the first shot. Hasdika actually comes off it and gets the second as well. Beautiful stuff with the Tech 9. And ZIGMA, they stay in this one with the help of a Tech 9 Force Buy.
That's so sick from Nifty. 13-13. It's not over yet. Again, this could still go either way. Very sick comeback here from D13 in the second half, but ZIGMA, they're starting to show signs of life towards the end of this map, and that's exactly what they need. Otherwise, they could this was close to be running away from them. Now they're fighting back with all they've got. Look at this from Tamir, only one though.
And there's Score. Good frag in response, and D13 against the guns, they look so proficient, and this shot from Reality might cost them. It'll cost the ZIGMA side, that is, as it's just Rolex and Reality, a 2-on-3, but Hasdika's taken a lot of damage, as has Reality, and he tries to get timing shots through the smoke, but Rolex has been able to salvage the bomb. And do they, like, divert towards this B site yet again? Because they've had a lot of success going over to that side of the map. Well, I say a lot of success, the 2 rounds. There's been success. As Shinobi does rotate over, he's going to take position over towards the spool and actually push over towards upper heaven. And ZIGMA, they are looking to go this way, and both of them out ramp. This could be perfect for Shinobi. Oh yes. This is absolutely perfect. He's got this kill dead to rights. Never mind. Rolex, a huge frag to find. Luckily, Annihilation's going to pick off Reality, who's so low on HP that a shot through the train takes him down. And it is just Rolex. 30 seconds on the clock. He's going to go for the plant. Annihilation can't deny it from his position. Just going to try and hold him in towards the site. Called out to his teammate that he's not crossing one way or another. And Rolex has been able to get himself on towards the actual bomb train in the middle of the site, and now spotted out. Annihilation takes him down. Hasdika was there either way behind, fired off a few shots, but he was already dead, and D13 answer back 40 on the board. But ZIGMA, they're starting to find confidence, they're starting to find frags, and things are now looking not certain, because we had, like, what was it, 7-8 rounds in a row for D13 to get them to 12.
Yeah, 8. 8 rounds in a row to push this one all the way back and secure them that tie, bringing it. I don't even know any longer, man. Making this incredibly interesting to watch. I think that's one way to put it, and entirely accurate. Beautiful frag there onto Shinobi in towards the bomb site real quick. Nice shot on that. Very tough situation for that final player though. Look at the frags just coming through.
That's a huge kill to find as well. Score going down, but Annihilation picking up blocks on the AWP as he saves his teammate. And how is that reasonable? That is not reasonable. That is not conceivable. And it's just Nifty as D13 about to find 15. Surely a 1v3 is not going to be in
Yeah, you have
cards. Jesus.
Mate, like, we promised you guys when we started all those hours ago, 7 hours ago at this point, right? Am I still correct?
Just over
in my
7
math?
hours ago, yeah. Well, started the
Back when
stream,
we
but even
started.
before that as well.
Yeah, so I think the first map actually started roughly 7 hours ago. Very close to 7 hours ago at this point. So all the way back then, I know it's been a long journey. I'm taking you guys all the way back to the past, right? Back then, I promise you guys that we're going to see crazy action from these teams, and they're showing up. Individual prowess definitely showing in this matchup. Tamir in that position by Ebox, he's been absolutely insane round after round. Score.
Nice shot.
He's been shut down early in a lot of rounds, but this time around, he finds the first frag. Shinobi, he spots the legs of Just Cause, and now he's moving in with frag.
Certainly has. And with D13 a man advantage, but look at the HP for Hestika and Score. It's not all great for them. There's still a chance for ZIGMA to force the way back in. There's still a chance for them to find these kills if they take down even just like a nade kill or something, but actually they don't have any HEs whatsoever. Score! That was close, Score. Be careful, don't crater yourself. As he loses about half of his remaining HP there. He's now left with 9. Yeah, doing a bit of damage towards Just Cause, tags him down, and a bit of a gunfight ensuing, but neither one able to win it out. Hestika, could he find multiple frags from this position? Definitely could, but that smoke occludes his vision, rather. Hestika, oh, the feet not quite sticking out there of reality. Score though with the AWP is nailing shots, and it's all up towards Just Cause. It's going to be 16-13. D13 are about to close this one down and put an end to this marathon of a day. Just Cause is going to keep fighting though. 10 seconds on clock. How much can he realistically do? Just the one kill. And Geet, it is 16-13. D13 do it with a 2-0.
Yeah, as predicted going into this one, not in the way that I predicted. I thought that it was going to be 2-1 in the favor of D13 with potential of a 2-0, but wow, what a game, man. What a game, Dan. And what a day of Counter-Strike. Great first game we had. Sure, we got tech issues in that one, but both teams delivered, and we saw close matches on every single map. Here on this one, not the closest on Overpass. D13 took pretty good control of that one. But here on Train, what a brawl of a match.
It was outstanding, and that is all the Counter-Strike we have for today. There will be, as you mentioned before, some games tomorrow being covered by Squid and Josh, if we are correct in that memory game. We'll be on some CIS Counter-Strike tomorrow for one of the placement matches for New York CIS Division, and yeah, we'll be on the B stream for that one. So yeah, but that's all from us. And I hope you've enjoyed it, because I certainly have. I think it's time for us to go and get some food. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to want to get some food as well after a long day of games. But a big shout out to everyone as well, as we said, behind the scenes, the observers, the admins, all the graphics, everything is been top notch. So thank you. And I guess, unless you have anything else to say, Geets, we're done, I guess.
Yeah, I think that will do it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. See you guys next time around. Until then, take it easy. Good night.
On Intel Extreme Master Certified PCs, you'll find a gold badge. It means you'll find brilliance inside, that you'll get high-grade components like Intel Core i7 and i9 processors that'll deliver the uncompromised performance you need to game like a pro. Not to mention, every purchase supports the prize pool of Intel Extreme Masters. Intel, unleash your brilliance.
Sitting on a bench, waiting for the time to pass, dreaming of what happens next. I see what I wanna be, questioning my destiny, only knowing what I see. I don't even realize I've already made a path, and I can change it anytime. I can't take it back. I know got what I want, but it seems so damn far away.